Welcome to the 21-day of Sprint Equinox Challenge. Today's practice I recorded in my home, a yoga studio that I'm teaching in Angus. That name is Side Door Yoga Studio. And today's practice we will devote to explore the movement of our spine. We might need folded a blanket just for their supine position to support the head, and we might use a strap or belt or a scarf or resistance band. So have it on the top of the mat so you will be able to reach it when we need. And let us take a moment in the cross-leg position, maintaining the spine straight. Take a couple of exhales, and through exhales, allow yourself to scan how you feel in your spine. Try to connect to the pelvis and legs, that creating kind of a bowl. And think of a spine that like a stem of the plant, and think of the crown of the head as an actual flower that would like to reach up toward the sun, toward the sky. And of course, the plant that's reaching up toward the sky would like to go as high toward the sky as possible. So the stem of the plant have to be as tall as straight. So think, visualize that to be your spine. And maybe as you're holding here, you start feeling that some part of the spine, especially on this midsection, feels already kind of stiff to maintain this length. And we will address today through the spinal rotation this area of the spine, and learn in general how we twist and how we flex and extend the spine. And we will start lying on the back. So get your comfortable position, supporting the back of the head with the folded blanket. Set your shoulder blades down, bend your knees, and then take your arms comfortably here. So separate your feet as wide as edge of the mat or something that is comfortable for you, and drop your knees from side to side. So don't rush, but try to move them. And as you move them, notice what's happening to your hips, to your pelvis. Notice how pelvis is lifted from the floor and how your lower back comes off the floor. But on the other side, you want to maintain your shoulders and back of the head flat on the floor. So there's no lift of the shoulder blades happening. But here you find that your lower back is coming off the floor. So that's the first exploration that we want to go through, and feel the stretchy sensation around the back of the lower hips. And let us just come back to the neutral position, grounding your shoulder blades, grounding your hips. And let us now take the arm across the chest and pull the arm, taking the shoulder blade off the floor while you want to maintain your pelvis grounded. So just feel the stretch on the back of the shoulder. So slight rotation of the upper body, and then go to the opposite side. Slight rotation while you keep your left hip on the floor. And again, explore the sensation on the side of the body. And then we will bring the arms in T position, palms facing the floor, and lift to the hips. Getting the knees 90 degrees, so don't bring your knees too close, maintain 90 degrees, and let us take the legs to the right, as far to the right as you can. It's not really important how you're maintaining your legs, whatever feels right for you. But what I would like you to have is your left shoulder blade on the floor. And just explore how you feel your spine rotates. So we locking the upper body and allowing the rotation of the hips. But check, bring your left hand to your lower back. Notice that your lower back is actually flat. Rotation happening not in the lower back, but rotation happening in your thoracic spine. And let's very slowly return back to the center. Readjust your spine to be on the center. Bend your knees and then drop the knees to the other side. So you might have a tendency to take your shoulder blades off the floor. So get it down. Maybe you lifting your knees and keep them a little bit higher, or just adjust it. But I would invite you to keep your shoulder blades on the floor. And again, bring your right hand to your lower back and notice how here the lumbar spine is actually flat. It's not rotating. Rotation is happening higher in your thoracic spine, and the shoulder might be limitation here. And unfold back. Let us bring the knees to your chest and rock into seated position. Let's come into the tabletop position. Set your hands under the shoulders, knee under the hips. And just to warm up, we go through the cat and dog stretch. And we would like to involve all the three parts of the spine, the neck, thoracic spine, and lumbar spine in this movement. So have a long breath and use this breath to guide you through the movement. So we'll get one more breath here and then return back to neutral position. And then we will take the right arm and bring it under the chest. Try to keep your ear and shoulder aligned with the midline of the mat. Use your left hand to slightly pull yourself back and just feel sensation of rotation in the spine. And again, it's not happening in your lower back. It's happening somewhere above, somewhere in the mid back. So here, it's very similar to what we just practiced lying on the floor, but it's upside down. Your arm and your shoulder now locked on the floor, and you're using a little bit of the energy of the left arm to rotate yourself. Unfold back, and let's go to the other side. Bring the left shoulder to the midline, turn your face to the right, use your right hand to push yourself back, and feel very gentle stretch here. Again, it's not in your lower back, it's in the upper back here, more in the area of your shoulder. Feel a bit of a stretch around the shoulder blade. And release back into the tabletop position. Let us take the knees a little bit wider, press the hips down and elongate the arms in front, bringing the forehead down to the floor. Take a moment to elongate through the spine, feel your mid back, feel your lower back, and then we're going to move the hands to the left, creating the side bend. And feel maybe some stretch around your right shoulder in the area of the armpit. Try to ground your right shoulder down to the floor. Try to keep your hips pretty flat toward the floor. And then move your hands back to the center and go to the opposite side. Hold your left wrist. Ground your left shoulder, exhale. Feel some stretch on the back of the rib cage. Taking the breath here. And then walk back to the center. Get elongation through the spine. And then we'll come into 90-90 position. So if you feel some uncomfort on the back knee, you're welcome to use the blanket under the back knee and lift yourself here into the 90-90 position. Make sure that you're not progressing forward. You're keeping the front knee 90 degree. tucking the tailbone under. We'll take the arms in T position, and we're gonna make a fist. You also can use here the strap to bring the strap behind the back of the shoulders, and make sure that the strap is touching the shoulder blades. And then as you rotate to the right, you make sure that you stretching the strap, and strap continue to touch your shoulder blades. You're not losing the front knee. Front knee is not going with you to the right. Front knee staying here. And feel, again, your lower back is not rotating. Rotation happening in thoracic spine. It might be very limited, and maybe you want to go here in a couple of twists. Unfold back to the center, and we'll change. So if you're not using the strap, I will demonstrate the variation here. You come in into the 90 position, taking the arms parallel, making a fist, and you rotate. And imagine that you're holding the stick behind your back, and maybe rotate. So make sure that you're not moving your arms. Your arms are aligned with the shoulder, and your nose aligned with the center of the back. And you twist, maintaining the knee going forward rather than going to the side. And return back to the center. Release yourself into the tabletop position, and it will be a really nice contour pose to go into downward dog. Bring your head between the arms, align yourself here, long spine, taking the breath. And then we still can use the blanket. We're gonna drop the left knee down and step in the right foot forward. And this time we might progress a little bit further, feeling some stretch in the hip flexor, having tip of the fingers on the floor. Bring the right hand to the knee and twist to the right. And again, your lower back is here flat. Rotation happening in thoracic spine. You might grab your right shoulder and take it backward, but at the same time, making sure that you're not collapsing to the left corner. Your left shoulder is going forward. You might have your right hand to your lower back in this rotation. Press the left hip forward and achieve some extra stretch to the hip flexors. Unfold back. You're welcome to practice the child pose, or you can go to another downward dog. Exhale. On next exhale, dropping the right knee down to the floor and stepping the left foot forward. Feeling some stretch on the hip flexor, bringing the tip of the fingers to the floor and rotating to the right. So making sure the front knee forward. You can bring the left hand to your lower back, making sure there's no torque in your lower back. Or you can use your left hand to rotate your left shoulder more, to creating the twist. Don't allow the knee to collapse to the left. Get it frontal. Your hips are locked with this position of the legs. Rotation happening in thoracic spine. Unfold again and go again into downward dog. Exhale. We'll go into a little bit more challenging position where you need a little bit more of a leg strength and core strength. So you step in the right foot forward, but this time you're lifting the left knee off the floor. We'll bring the hands to the thigh and we'll lift the torso off the floor. So you're in a 45-degree position, pressing the back heel down, pressing the front knee forward. Feeling some stretch in the groin. We're going to bring the left forearm to the thigh, bring the right hand to your lower back and twist here. Still rotation happening in your thoracic spine. Still your hips locked with position of the legs and rotation happening in thoracic spine. No torque in the lower back. Unfold back and step into downward dog. Exhale. Step in the left foot forward. And by the way, you can still practice of the kneeling position. Come up, lift your torso off the floor. Bring the right forearm to the left knee. Bring the left hand to your lower back and twist to the left. Use the back leg for support. Keep rotating in the shoulders. Unfold back and step into downward dog. Exhale. Taking the long, long breath. We will now walk toward the front of the mat. Set the feet hip distance and very slowly roll up into standing position. Exhale. We'll practice one more twist. Again, with the hips locked in the chair pose. So come into chair pose, bring the body weight to the heels, sit in your seat bones back. First, you might align yourself with the shoulders above the knees, and then go toes, heels, bring your knees together. And from here, we're going to bring right hand against the left knee, left hand to lower back and twist. Continue to maintain neutral spine. Don't extend. You're using your core strength. And here, the left hand on the base of your spine, and the right hand can go to the crown of the head. And just think of a line goes here. Rotation happening in thoracic spine. Unfold and come up. Take a rest for your legs. Coming down, coming into the chair pose. I'm going to rotate with the other side. Come to the chair pose. Your fingers touching the knees, neutral position. And then bring the left hand against the knee, right hand to your lower back and twist. Keep this alignment. You go from the crown of the head. So you're not going with the shoulders to any direction. You're maintaining yourself straight here. Left shoulder comes forward. Rotating the shoulder back. Unfold and let us touch the floor. Maybe separate the feet a little bit wider. Drop the head. Exhale. Maybe interlace the arms and allow yourself to hang here for a couple of moments. Allowing the passive traction of the spine. Taking the breath and then very slowly come up into standing position. Go toes, heels, come into mountain pose. And here is the end of the segment today. Namaste.